More music.
Oh, I was so depressed this week. You should have seen me. I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter if I sleep or not because I'm just going to be depressed tomorrow either way. It's something more or less that I said. But you know what we did this morning? We each drank coffee, Jessica and I, and I'm not depressed anymore.
Damn.
I can't believe the power of drugs. And that's part of what we're going to talk about. Welcome to Mole Music. 3 underground musicians digging around in the dirt, trying to find the light. What is going to make us happy in this life? What is going to help us with our artsy careers? What is it all about? We don't need to know if we are high. And that is what we have realized today from drinking this pumpkin or seasonal fall beverage. What the fuck? Or sorry, excuse me. I don't want to ever curse again because I feel so good. What is it called?
We had a camp
drink.
fire latte.
Thank you.
A what
So,
fire latte?
A camp
Camp
fire
latte.
latte. We had.
Damn.
So let me tell you. We just spent $1,905 repairing a car that
Yep.
we already paid $8,000 to buy, and now we have to pay even more money to fix. And
Yeah, you got tricked.
I just walked out of that place feeling so mad. I was like, you're kidding me. And then Jessica was like, don't worry. Let's go to the pumpkin store of drinks and we'll drink the latest fall thing. And you should have tasted. Mine was cold. Hers was hot. Next thing you know, I'm happy. And we were talking
Damn.
like, oh, you know, I appreciate this. I appreciate that. Here's what we should do. Here's what we should do. All these ideas are flowing. And I just realized all I need in this life to be glad is for my entire reality to be altered by a chemical. And so I want to dedicate this episode to caffeine. Jessica, we got Mole Justice Cow over here. Hugo, we got Mole Hugo over there. And I'm Mole
Hello.
Ben. And you're listening to the first, last, and only good podcast, Mole Music. This is the time where we finally get revenge on all those shitty episodes we've recorded. This is the time where we have the first good episode of a podcast. And I'm
This
going
is
to...
episode 10, by the way. This is like a milestone. So it's about
It took
time.
us so long.
10, 11.
Yeah.
That's right. It took us so long to get to the lucky number, which is 10, 11. And the other lucky number is 11, 11. And it's amazing the way that is. Heaven, 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 Ben Levin, number 10, 11. Or 10, 11. 10, 11 would have been better for me because I'm Ben Levin. It should have been 10, 11. It wouldn't have happened if it was on 10, 11. I would have been there. That's what I'm trying to say. If I had been there on 10, 11... 7-Eleven also some joke. Listen to me. We're going to talk about what we need to do to get the feeling I have now, which is the ideal state to be in, to flow into the rest of our lives. Hugo, I think you've got something next to you, something powerful in a cup.
I've got water. I've got water in a cup.
What do you do with that?
I drink it. I sip it.
Then what?
And then it
What is it?
goes into my tummy. And it feels good. Yeah.
What happens to your
Less
skin?
chemicals, though. But refreshing. Very, very nice. Yeah.
Does your skin do anything?
I think it clears up over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's pretty good for your skin. Probably better than coffee.
Yeah.
Skin. What do you think?
I think water makes skin more flexible and less dried out. Look at your lips, for example. I can always tell when Ben hasn't had enough water. Guess what? His lips
get
tell me they get all dry and
All
they
right.
look
I'm
How are they after
Set.
coffee, though?
they look hot.
We're canceling the conversation starting now because we need to be useful to musicians. And I've said everything I want to say, so I'm not interested in listening
Oh.
to any more talk. So
Now we get into the worst part of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah. This
Yeah.
is the part where Ben starts to talk.
Boo.
Boo.
No.
Okay, so are we adults or are we 20-year-olds? And when do you start being an adult?
That's a really good question. I went to a youth development training last week, and they were like, youthfulness. When is it over? And people are like, do you consider yourself youth? Do you consider yourself not youth?
When I'm not caffeinated, I consider myself youthless. Go on.
What?
I'm youthless. I'm absolutely youthless.
Absolutely youthful.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I would say I am a youthful adult, but I am not a youth.
You're filled with youth.
Yeah.
And where do you get those youth?
I get it from
Water.
paying attention.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Cool.
think youth pays attention. That's not like a characteristic I think of when I think of youth.
That's true, but I think
That's the
I
people
think
who pay
wait,
attention.
wait.
The kids in school.
no, not that way, but like in a thing you're interested. I think when you're youthful, when you're a youth, you're absorbing a lot of the world. You're trying to figure it out. You're looking at a rock, you're looking at a bug, and you're going, what the heck? That's paying attention.
Okay, I can
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you pay attention not just to what you're interested in, but you're open to what other people are interested in.
Sometimes.
You find yourself in lots of positions where people who are significantly younger than you, in high school even, that young,
Yeah.
will be telling you what they like, and you're not like, kids these days, their music sucks. Why is music so bad now that there's computers? You're not like that at all.
Nope. I'm
It-
like, this is cool. I'm going to write
Naturally.
it down. I'm going to add it to my playlist.
There are
Please
so-
like me, youth. No,
There
I'm
is
just-
so much good music. There is so much good music. I just want to stand up for a minute for all the music. There is so much good music now. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
There's so much good music now. There is so much good music now. Let's each say something we like. I like Magdalena Bay, their album Liminal Disc.
Imaginal disc.
Imaginal Disc.
That's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah.
I like it a lot. I'm going to be it for Halloween.
Yeah, she's going to be the album cover of that album for Halloween.
Oh,
It's a
nice.
very-
Are you?
It's
How are you going to do
decided.
that?
Well, I'm going to get a CD, and then I'm going to get some spirit gum and some... I already have some paint, and I'm going to make it look like the CD's coming from my head. And then I'm going to paint my hand like a monster. And then I'm going to be the hand and the disc and my head. And that's how.
Nice.
What's an album that you like? I don't know, Hugo. could be either of you. Really.
Let's
How
hear
old
Hugo's.
though? How old can it be?
Just something you've been listening to lately.
Oh, lately I've been listening to Underscores, which is pretty
What is
cool.
that?
I don't
Huh?
know that.
What's that?
It's kind of like hyper poppy.
Cool.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Poppy.
but hyper, like it's on coffee.
Okay,
It's caffeinated pop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's an artist named Poppy. Is it like that?
No, but Poppy makes metal now, right?
Yeah. Well,
Essentially.
yeah. I would say, I've heard her make a variety of things. One of those things recently was metal, but I heard her on a really good. She has a great feat on this album that came out this year, which is another one I've got to say out loud because it was so cool. But it's not going to be a big surprise that I like it because it was one of Fantano's like 9s or 10s or whatever. It was like, it's not like, oh my God, Ben's got all the secret music that I never heard of. But someone's never heard of this. It's called You Won't Go Before You're Supposed To by Knocked Loose. And it has a really good feat. Poppy is on there.
On
I
the
think
song
I've heard this.
Suffocate.
It's so good. She is really, really good. I'm really amazed with Poppy. She is maybe one of the last YouTube, like social media artists who did her own thing, and it like really worked. And she didn't seem to think about the algorithm. She just kind of organically was working because she's so good at expression through visuals in addition to music. Okay, so you really liked Underscore, which
Yes,
is something
with a record
hyperpop.
called Wall Sockets. So people can check that out.
And what do you like about it?
It's fresh. It's a lot of combination of sounds I haven't heard before, being combined before, I should say. And I've heard the sounds.
Cool.
Brings
That
back
sounds
some
fun.
dubstep things and mixes it with pop punk and all sorts of stuff. It's pretty interesting.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, I sounds like something I'd want to hear. Mix of new sounds sounds good to me. Yeah, okay. We accept your proposal.
Thank you.
What do you think?
Okay, I have a lot of things to say right now.
Sam? It's a
Oh.
podcast.
A lot of my favorite artists just released things, and I'm like, slow down, everybody. Okay, here
Did
we
they
go.
listen?
Yes, they're listening. Generally, she's saying slow down, everybody, in the DMs, and lots of people are apologizing for their release.
That's great. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate the apologies. Okay, so we got Dora Jar, who is such a cool artist. Released a new album. I really liked the previous album, Digital Meadow, and this one, I don't actually remember the name of it,
I'll
but
get
it's
it
so
for you.
good.
It's like it's hard to something when you're on fire.
Yeah.
It's hard to relax. No way to
Relax.
relax when you are on fire.
No way to relax when you're
Nice.
on fire.
Something I liked about that album is the song Debbie Darling.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of music is it? I'm not familiar.
It's like kind of like poppy electronic, but also has like an indie vibe, I would say.
And it's
yeah, it's a little bit. There are some cool experimental vocal parts that kind of reminded me of Regina Spektor, and go like, wow, that's exciting. I haven't heard anyone like do a weird thing with their voice like that in a long time.
I would describe Dora Jar as understated,
Mm-hmm.
vibey,
Mm-hmm.
relatable,
Great lyrics.
and emotionally nuanced,
Mm-hmm.
where she'll get you from different directions. She doesn't need to. She can say things that on paper would make you feel one way, and then through the presentation, through the music, it makes you feel way different than those words normally make you feel. She's good at twisting the feeling with the words.
Yeah.
It's good.
sounds interesting.
Very good.
Yeah.
She's very good. We all at our house like it. What else?
Yeah.
You got another one?
Oh yeah, I got multiple other ones. So
List them.
I've been listening a lot to Lisa Belladonna, the amazing synth queen, and I've been chatting with her a little bit, and she's like, "Have you checked out this album that I made?" And it's called "The World She Wanted." Can we look it up? Thank you. Which is really different than her other stuff, which I also really like, that I've heard. And this album is very like acoustic guitar and sounds of nature. And
The World She Wanted.
The World She
2021.
Wanted.
With no
she
synths at all,
releases-
or
I think there are synths, but maybe not. But it was really powerful when I listened to it. I was like, holy moly! I feel like all our albums are like these cool places that you can go into, and it's like you are taken to a new place that gets filled up with your thoughts and memories, and it's such an interesting experience. I highly recommend Lisa Belladonna. And then we got I had this really cool experience where
that's the thumbnail, by
was-
the way.
For those who are just listening and not watching on YouTube, on other platforms that don't exist yet, I put my mouth on her finger. Go on.
It's a regular thing here on the show. Don't worry about it.
yeah. I'm thinking about I had this great experience of hopping on a bill. So I was playing with my friend Morgan's band called Morgan Lane and the Passengers, which is lovely music. I'm so excited to be a part of.
It's really nice.
It's really beautiful.
I haven't seen them live yet. I'm gonna.
You should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that dumb.
I do harmonies and sometimes bass if we're doing like a duo show together. And this was one of those shows. It was just us two. We were opening for some national acts coming through Providence. And this middle band called Byland, Byland, one word, from Seattle, totally blew my socks off. Just, they were playing as a duo and the arrangements were sounding huge without tracks. And they were it was like amazing lyrics, amazing vocals, amazing parts, like super compelling songs. I was just like, after every song, making sounds like, and oh my God. That's the vibe.
She makes those sounds whenever she thinks I'm not home. It's weird.
Nice. And I talked to them a little bit after, and they're so cool. And Byland, very quickly went from I know nothing to top favorite band. And
Nice.
then I also just want to mention the band Porches and the band Foxing just released new albums, and they're some of my favorite bands too. And I'm just like, okay, everybody, with the releasing of the great music, can we spread it out a little bit?
Slow down,
'Cause
please.
I'm really busy.
I haven't heard the Porches, but the Foxing is so special. I love how Foxing, if you listen to Foxing, each of their albums is pretty different from the last, but this next one is so different, and it's really heavy, really gritty. Ben Levin made a new album. It's called Heaven, Heaven, Heaven. It's fantastic. You gotta hear it. It's just like Heaven, Heaven, Heaven is basically the like Paul McCartney solo album if the Beatles were hard rockers like the Rolling Stones. It's what Paul McCartney's solo material would be like if he weren't in the Beatles, but instead he was in the Dawn of the Dead movie, TV movie.
And if Yoko Ono was directing it.
If they made a Walking Dead movie and Yoko Ono directed it and Paul McCartney was in it, the stuff he would make next would be Heaven, Heaven, Heaven by Benjamin Levin. Listen to me on Tidal. Also, the new Sungazer album.
Oh, right, yeah.
We listened to it, and even though we are totally biased, and even though we are supposed to like it because that's what friends are for, it's fantastic.
It really is.
It's got this cool thing where it's fun, but it's not like Marvel, where you're like, the Iron Man 27 was so fun. You know, it wasn't deep at all. There was nothing to enjoy except the big boom boom and the guy goes, yeah. But the Sungazer album is fun, but then it's got these layers where you're like, the fun is actually moving you and twisting you. It's a great instrumental record. The track, there's this melody on it that I just think is like, this is how you develop a melody, folks. Like, you can really hear, you know how it's like, okay, so I feel like there's a meta to the idea of a composer where you, for a while, it's cool to be a composer. It's like to have a score and be thoughtful. And then it starts being like, people were being too careful. We got to rip up those pages and start just being intuitive. And then people are like, okay, but wouldn't it be cool if we could like compose something? And there seems to be a loop. I don't know if anyone else experiences this in their life between like we want really technical guitar solos to where we want really sloppy guitar solos, and there seems to be a pendulum or some kind of loop
Right.
between like technical like specificity and just intuitive mushy whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there's gonna be a reason to study composition, it's so that you can develop a melody the way they did in the track called like Oeteldonk is what I think, or Wedeldonk. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's Oeteldonk. The end of that, the second half of that song, there's a bass melody. Bum ba 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 bum bum ba 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 bum bum ba 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 bum bum ba 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 ba, something like that. And then they do it again and again and again and again and again and again, and each time they do it, it's just better and better and better and better. And it's real emotional, and it's like the kind of thing that's kind of rare, and you really love it when you hear it in an album, when there's a really big emotional payoff to a looped melody.
Right.
So if you're going to come into Sungazer as someone who maybe doesn't listen to instrumental music, or it's just not your thing aesthetically, whatever, like, you know, to anyone out there who's used to listening to only vocal music and likes, you know, like way different stuff than this, if you want to anchor, I would say check out that track because of the reasons I just said. I think you'll get it.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm very curious now.
Yeah, it's awesome. Sorry, another thing I really like about their album, so I was saying it's fun but deep. Then Oeteldonk is really sick. Another thing about it that I really like is that a lot of it feels like big band music, kind of like it's got, you can hear that love of big band that Adam has.
Yeah.
You can hear it in there, and it's really fresh in that regard too. If Adam ever listens to this, which we're good friends, but not enough for him to listen to every episode of Mole Music. That's like maybe even my mom won't. I don't know. I think she probably does listen to every episode, but that's
Oh, that's sweet.
But if Adam hears this,
shout out to Ben's mom.
Aww.
Yeah, if Adam hears this, shout out to Ben's mom. No, great job, Adam and Sean. Sean is an amazing composer.
Yeah.
When I played with him in college, he's the only drummer that, like, I know a bajillion great drummers, and they're all different, and they're all great at different things. And the thing about Sean that really stood out is how he was thinking about the kit in a way that I'd never seen anyone else think about it, where he'd be, like, thinking of the kit as two kits for a while, and he was trying to just do, like, divide his body in half and basically do, like, here's one drum kit and here's another drum kit, and then see what happens if he, like, is two drummers. He was doing all these really cool things and then making them really hit hard and feel good.
Yeah.
And it's been cool to hear the way that, like, this band sort of brings out the best of both Adam and Sean.
And Jared Yee.
Jared Yee, the saxophonist, is just a little miracle on earth.
Yeah.
Such a wonderful, emotive player who, he's the lead singer of the band, you know?
Yeah.
Playing saxophone. So anyway, I want to thank God and praise God for my album. And thank you so much, God, for giving me this #1 album. Number one, it's the #1 album I put out in September.
How's the music video release been? Because you put out something different than you usually do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did we talk about it last episode? Don't think so, right?
No, because it wasn't out yet.
Let's talk about it, please. I want to celebrate this wonderful album.
Too late. I'm just kidding. It's never too late. That's one of the
We
points.
literally said an opposite thing last time.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you can you can promote your album all kinds of ways. One of the ways I'm doing is we're filming a live in studio version of the first 6 songs or whatever. We're doing it live. Me, Jessica, and Kyle, the people who are on the album. We're doing it live at the place we recorded the album, and we're going to film it, and it's going to have cool lighting.
Yeah.
We're going to film it with the people who made the music video. Now, this music video that I made
Yes, I want to know.
collaboration with Jack Zornato. Jack Zordonatello. No, Jack Zornato. Jack Zornado and Keyframe Productions made Something So Promising, the music video from Ben Levin's new album, Heaven, Heaven, Heaven. And yeah, it's an amazing video. I love how it turned out. I think the reception was super positive. Everybody who commented was commenting with a lot of feeling and passion, and I appreciated that. And you know, YouTube wise, it gives me the 10 out of 10. You know, it's like it doesn't get played on the algorithm the way that other videos do. But you know something, at this point, I'm proud of myself because that don't mean shit to me. Like,
Nice.
I see it very differently now. I definitely still care about views and the algorithm, but I only care when I'm making artistic compromises. See, I go through all this work to make a YouTube video that seems right for YouTube, and then it's not performing on YouTube. That feels worse than when I make something with no intention of it working on YouTube, just purely to make a great music video, and then it doesn't work on YouTube. Because for me, not working on YouTube means 5,000 people watched my damn original music video, and that's a lot of people, and they really liked it. So I have no, you know, it's easy for me to not worry about that. But was I depressed on the day of release? Yes.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Ooh,
Yeah.
why does that happen?
Yeah.
I feel that's
I know.
like
We know.
with every release. That just happens.
Yeah. It's very likely to happen. It didn't happen when The Light Is On You Return came out. But it's basically all
Why
just
do you think
his
it didn't
fault.
happen?
No, it didn't happen. All right, why did it not happen with The Light Is On You Return?
Yeah.
The album that day of release, it exceeded my expectations in terms of people's enthusiasm.
Oh, okay.
I was just coming off of Two Fun Guys, which kind of dropped like a lead weight in the shallow end of the swimming pool. Like, it just felt like I put that album out. It was the only thing I could make in the midst of this very like depressed boy, anxious boy time that I had.
Uh-huh.
And
I like
I
that
put it
album.
out.
What the hell?
It's great. No,
Yeah.
Other people like, I like it. It just, here's what happens in your life. If you are doing anything well, you do it well, and then you start doing it a little worse till you figure out something else, and then you do it well again. Whatever. Like, all I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is life's got ups and downs, and the same is true for how your art is received or how it feels to make your art. It's got ups, it's got downs. 2022 was a big down. There was this point where I was only releasing pictures of my dog, basically, and that killed all my algorithms that I'd been building up for years. Plus, you know, the pandemic ending changed a lot. But believe it or not, I'm grateful that the fewer people get COVID now. Actually, you won't believe it, but I'm actually grateful that fewer people get COVID now. But the
I like how you said released the pictures of your dog.
yeah, that's how I was doing. Is like I was constantly, my content was pictures of my dog. I don't regret taking the pictures of my dog and posting them. I just should have made a new account just for my dog. Anyway,
Yeah.
it killed my
Honey,
algorithms
wake up.
and
Ben released the new picture of his
picture
dog.
of his
Ben
dog.
just dropped.
My numbers went down is all I'm trying to say, and
Yeah.
people like their numbers to go up, not down.
Yeah,
And that's not
that's
why I
true.
was depressed, but it was happening while I was depressed. And then I put out the only thing I could get myself to make, and I'm not saying that it was a small thing to make that EP. It's just compared to like previous years, it was way less than I had been outputting, and it felt weird to go from 2021 where we made Open the Phone and Talk on the Phone with You. We made
The
Sweeties
two
and Cuties
albums.
Volume 1. We did Beyond My Dreams Dying, and we did Beautiful and Tragic and How I Loved My Cat, and I'm pretty sure another one came out that year that I'm just forgetting. And that's huge. And then 2022 having did anything even? Yeah, I didn't put out an album that year. The only thing I could make though was the album I put out the next. Wait, am I messing this up? Yeah, the next year, which was Two Fun Guys. Whatever. All I'm trying to say is I had a low expectation for The Light Is On You Return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people were like, this is a return to form. This is why I got into him in the first place. And getting
okay.
really positive about it. And then Heaven, 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 Heaven came out last week, and I felt really good about the way people were talking about it, how people were receiving it. And, statistically, it got like my average amount of plays. It wasn't like a breakthrough. It wasn't a disappointment.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle. But what really made my sadness go up and my happy go down was I should have drank coffee. No, it was
Dang it.
when I finish an album, the first thing I like to do when it comes out, the day it comes out, is I like to go on a long walk and listen to the whole thing in a place that I've never heard it in before, because now it's on the streaming services, so
Yeah.
I don't have to like fumble with like, okay, next track or whatever. I can just listen to it. So I went on a walk and I listened to it, and it sounded like shit. And I found out it was just a setting on Tidal. Made it sound like shit. But the whole time I was just like, how did we get to this point? How did I get here and not notice this? There was real problems happening. And I just thought, I missed this. And I just felt like I wanted to pass out kind of. And it just was a terrible feeling. It was like the queasy feeling. And then I got home and tested it, and I was like, why does it sound normal now on my computer? Why does it sound normal? Wait a second, it sounds normal on my YouTube app, but it doesn't sound normal on my Tidal app. And I just had Tidal set up so that it makes the tracks really low quality when I'm on cell phone service.
Oh, right. So it was even only on your end. It was not like a general thing for.
But that is like it sounds like that is a default setting for Tidal.
It is a default setting, but you know what? Nobody's going to notice except for me, because it's the kind of thing where I listen to other people's music and I didn't notice anything. But I think that's just because, guess what? I know this music very better than the other stuff.
Yeah.
And then I went and I switched my quality settings, and then I realized I had this same feeling when Two Fun Guys came out, and that's why.
Oh.
It's because of that setting. And
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's a really bad setting. Folks, if you don't have any problem with the way the music sounds, then it doesn't matter. But if you ever want to see how much better it can be, turn up the quality on your Tidal.
I think it's a thing on Apple Music too. It probably is on Spotify too. It's worth going through your it's worth going through your settings and looking if there's like a cell phone quality or a mobile data quality level thing.
I noticed though, because I listened to it really low quality on Spotify too. However they're compressing it treats my vocal different. And my vocal sounds worse on Tidal's compression than it does on Spotify's compression. And Spotify's compression overall sounded worse. Like everything else sounded worse, but my vocals sounded normal. I don't know if that's science. God. Yeah, heaven. So yeah, it was a weird day, and also Jessica had like work stuff all day, so I couldn't even lean on my rock.
Right.
Yeah.
But she wrote me a nice note in the morning.
That's true.
That's sweet.
I think that, there's something we've talked about before, which is when I released My Dad Died really quick. Soon after that, I had a listening party around a pond, a very intentional, in-person, human connection thing. And
that's a cool idea.
Like it's not too late to do this for Heaven. And I think it would be really, really lovely to intentionally listen to it with people that you love. And it's okay if it's just us. It's okay if it's us and another friend. But I think that it's really important not to skip out on that, and and like intentionally plan something. And it sounds like you did your walk, and then you found out everything's wrong,
and then everything turned out to be right, and but it just threw off the rest of my day just to finish that.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be cool to still do something, and I love this album. It's my favorite Ben Levin album.
It's a really cool idea to celebrate at least what you've done, and like put a put a pin in it. How would you say that? Put a dot behind it.
Yeah, like put a flag in it or whatever. Yeah, like make it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
poke it, be like, that's
it. Be like, hell yeah.
I think what I'll do is organize one show where we play the whole album.
Okay.
And we do it special, and maybe it's at Myrtle, and we get just one show that's like a special show. Maybe it'll be the kind of thing where we play the thing and then we invite people up to do like improvs or something, but that kind of thing.
That could be cool. Yeah.
I'll think
That's
of
nice.
something. Yeah, I would
that.
like to do like maybe a live stream of taking questions or talking about it or something, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
You could do like a live commentary or something. I think a lot of your fans would be very into that.
That would be fun.
It's a really good idea. I could do that. Yeah, I think that would be good. We listen to a song and then I talk about the song,
Yeah.
and that would be good. We're going to build a streaming studio in our garage, and I think the only limit right now, the main limit, is just financial, because I think we're going to need to get a mixer and stuff for it. But once we get that together, it's going to be possible for us to actually play the songs in our garage, like really good quality. And I think we'll have a streaming show where we'll play Justice Cow songs, we'll play my songs, we'll play improvs and stuff. And
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a fun
I do
idea.
intend to maybe like do something like get back into streaming, but this time on YouTube, and have it be probably on my second channel for when it's like playing the songs and stuff, and then on my main channel when it's education stuff, but maybe not. Maybe all on my second channel. I don't know.
Did you know you can multi-stream now?
Stream to both channels at once?
Yeah. Or
Seems
to Twitch
that
and
would
YouTube.
Divide, that's a good way to
Whoa.
go, is both YouTube and Twitch would be good.
Could even
That's
stream to
very
TikTok
cool.
at the same time.
Yeah, I don't want to go on TikTok anymore.
The Instagrams, whatever. You can do all of it.
Instagram's cool.
Yeah.
Instagram.
No, it's not.
What I like about Instagram is that when my sweeties and cuties did well on Instagram, there was a sort of reliable sense to it where all my sweeties and cuties did well, and then people followed me and then continued to watch Sweeties and Cuties, and then generally more people watch even Caretaken and my non-Sweetie Cuties things now than before. Whereas TikTok, they'll just be like, this one's just not going to get any views, this one's going to get views, and this one we're going to block the audio. You know, just like, I don't know. But Instagram blocks the audio too. I don't know. Actually,
What, for your own
take
stuff?
a few steps back. Yeah, because of the way like DistroKid sends it out.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Let's just take a few steps back and just say, I don't like TikTok or Instagram, actually, the more I think about it. I only like YouTube. Thank you.
Okay.
But I've
Yeah,
committed
fair.
pretty much to posting on Instagram. I've
Yeah.
committed. I guess one thing, though, is Instagram's not going away. I thought Instagram was dead. I don't think so.
Do you
Yeah.
think TikTok
That's what-
will, though?
No.
I'm just manifesting this destiny. Please make another platform that's not based on ads. Please make another platform that's based on your actual connections with people, and you can have some sort of feedback about what you're being fed and what you want to see and how much of your friends' stuff you want to know about, and you can actually have meaningful connections with people, and it's not about reaching the most amount of people, it's about reaching the people who care the most, and not about the most outrageous thing, but the just lovely connection life things that exist on the other platforms but are really hard to make over and over again, which seems like one of the only things that they like is making the same things over and over again. And it's fine that some art's like that, but it feels like everything is going towards that direction. And please, someone, for the love of God, make a better art creative connecting app that doesn't break brains.
I've got
please.
it. I've got it. Here's
what is it?
I've got a perfect app idea. All right?
Okay.
It's just text messaging, but 1 in 4 texts is generated by ChatGPT, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you don't know which ones. So it's just like your regular, it's on your phone, and nobody even tells you that it was turned on. It's just a secret.
That's so creepy.
It would be so fun.
But you'd see if you suddenly have a text sent that you never sent.
That'd be really weird.
They would have to do something about that. Like, there's no history. Maybe it's like a text app where the text goes away after, like, the next text comes in. Or something.
You just get a random reply, like, you know.
Well, it wouldn't
what
be
do you
random.
mean? What the fuck is that about?
It would be. Here's my dream. ChatGPT is listening to making a huge log on OpenAI's website. Bless that company. ChatGPT is always listening through all of your, internet connected devices, and it's always keeping track of who you talk to and how you talk to them and every conversation, so that it can indeed create a convincing 1 in 4 response for you and to you.
Beautiful.
That you never know about. It would be a beautiful
What
world.
could possibly go wrong?
I'd be like, Mom, I could be like, Mom, what time is the funeral that we're going to for our beloved relative who died? I just want to make sure I get in time for that. And then Mom says to me, the funeral is at 4:30 p.m. And then I get there at 4:30 p.m. and it was at noon. What a troll. It would be ChatGPT guessing the time for the funeral. And I would get there and I would look around and be like, oh, it was one of the 1 in 4. It was the 1 in 4. I'm trolled. And then I get a text from my mom and be like, where the fuck
are you?
And then I get another text from my mom that's like, I'll see you at 4:30. Oh, and it would be so cool if there was a generative photos of if I had gone to the funeral at 4:30. If that's when the funeral actually was, there's all these great pictures.
Yeah, and then your device sends back,
casket.
wait, where are you guys at noon?
Yeah.
With a generated picture of them actually there.
Yeah. Oh, which one's real? Oh, man, what if my relative never died?
This could be a good horror movie.
And they're in the photo.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this happens to me a little bit on like our podcast. If there enough time goes by, there'll be these moments that I'm like, I don't remember that ever happening. Like, I don't remember saying that, or I don't remember hearing that. And it feels like sometimes when people
You're saying when you listen back to the podcast.
When I watch
later.
our podcast
Okay.
like from months ago, I'm like, what the heck? And sometimes I'll be talking to someone and they'll tell me something I told them like a year ago, and I'll be like, what the heck? I don't remember saying that. I don't believe that. And it feels like it's already happening, getting trolled by AI, but it's actually just our own brains.
Yeah.
Bad at memory and weird.
They shouldn't call it AI anymore. They should call it CI. Cool intelligence.
I thought you were going to say Apple intelligence, but...
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Apple should do that. Apple should do that.
Damn.
Apple should do that. No, I'm just kidding. Someone was like, oh, Apple, what if you call it Apple intelligence?
Exactly like that. Yeah.
By the way, if you're one of those people who believes in this big like Jewish conspiracy, like that Jews control everything, look at my bank account, and we'll have proven you wrong. Can I just say,
they can change that though. They could change that.
Where are the people who hire me for things? Where'd you go?
And with that, it's time for show and tell, baby.
Oh yeah, coffee version.
What? Do you want to show your coffee?
It's already been turned into poo.
Shit.
And flushed.
Yes.
Yes, shit. Yes, indeed.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yes, in the U.S. we say poo, but in The Hague
Ah,
we
yeah,
say
yeah.
shit.
Exactly.
The Hague. The Hague.
You've got a new album out. It's called
Yep.
Heaven, Heaven, Heaven.
What? We didn't talk about it? My bad. Well, okay. You want me to show and tell? I feel like
Yeah.
I've been talking for 8 years. Okay. So that's just one of the conceits of my life is that I'm talkative.
What's
When
next?
I'm on.
What's after Heaven, Heaven, Heaven?
Okay.
You're done
so
now.
the
And knowing
next-
Ben, he's already doing something else.
Yes, I have Sweetie Cutie Universe coming together. So I've been making the Sweeties and Cuties as these one-off, like short 1-minute musicals about a myriad of topics. And I've been putting them out every now and then. I get into a flow with it, and I'll put a bunch out once a week, once every few days or whatever. I'll have like a moment where I'm doing that. And they're all like connected in a sense, but not really. They're in the same universe, but characters don't come back. There's no plot lines. And they're all just fun and kind of sporadic. But I've been thinking, how fun was it to make Caretaken? How nice was it to make a series of this horror series with one story that could develop? And how much did those people who followed all 8 episodes of that, how much more did they like that and get deeper into it than they would have if it was just a bunch of random, unrelated things?
Yeah.
So I'm making the Sweetie Cutie universe, which is a bunch of stories that are like 9 episodes or even more, maybe even 18 episodes long.
Mm-hmm.
And they are all going to connect in some way, sort of like Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere, where every Brandon Sanderson book, for the most part, or many of them, are all in the same universe, even if they're completely disparate tales, and they have consistent magic systems and rules that like apply, and they have a whole wiki internally in their company to make sure that everything is consistent with the lore of all the other story
cool.
series. Yeah, and so I've got 6 out of 9 episodes done for this season that is about it's about basically it is about how even if where you are things are going well, if there's great suffering elsewhere in the world, it spills over into your world, and that we can't have true peace in our hearts when there is so much suffering elsewhere, and that so that's kind of what the season's about. And I've got 9 episodes written. I got 6 episodes with the music and the videos, and I'm just gonna probably add a bunch more episodes because I don't like where it leaves off, so it'll probably not end there. It'll probably go longer. That's what I'm doing.
Yay.
Nice. You're far in already. I remember you just sharing, I'm gonna do that. You got 6 damn episodes already?
Yeah, they're easy to make for me because they're each 1 minute. They're each.
Sure, that's still incredible.
It's really easy. Thank you. It's easy to make Sweetie Cutie music for me because I know, like, I just know everything about mixing my Vocaloid. I know, like, I have the same like presets and it's just.
Do you still start with the songs, or is it now like you're scripting the story?
Starts with the songs. I guess before that, I did a bunch of drawings to just get ideas for lore. Just see what happens if I keep drawing a bunch of Sweetie Cuties. And I found a lot of lore in the drawings. I was like, oh, wow, there's something about the wind having skin and this thing called the spill. And, yeah, there's, like, lots of little rules that I have in my head but aren't in the... They just help me make choices, you know?
Yeah.
Like one of them is that the mountain loves the moon. And it's just like, it's useful for me to know, that's right. Everything can love in this world. You know, like that there's a lot of things that are inanimate have love. And yeah.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah. I'm talkative.
I'm excited to see the first season or the new season, I guess.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll find it very nice, very charming, very cool. Have you seen the movie The Green Knight, by the way?
No,
Right
I don't think so. By who?
I think it's right up your alley. It's an A24 movie. I forget the director's name at the moment, but I just am being completely like unabashedly ADHD in the moment and just saying that it has nothing to do with what I was saying. But I just realized, Hugo would like that movie.
Aww.
I think.
I remember you told me about The Wailing, and I'm excited to tell you that it's finally on Criterion Channel, and I'm gonna watch it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited
it's
to
good.
check it out.
It's good.
We loved it.
Yeah, we love
Yeah.
Wailing.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry.
I'm self-conscious about how much I talk on this podcast because when I listen back to the podcast, I'm talking all this time, and I don't really like it as much as when you guys are talking. God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless.
It's cool.
God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
I have been
wanna
streaming
Sorry.
still, and we're gonna try it on YouTube now. Next Sunday. I'm doing every Sunday right now, with some streams in
Nice.
between. It's a vibe. We're making songs. I got another song done.
7?
It's number 8. But both still need lyrics, so they're done.
That's a lot of songs.
But
That's a lot of
yeah,
songs.
I'm reaching the point where I'm like, am I getting repetitive now? Am I actually?
Repetition is okay.
Especially within one album.
Yeah.
It's a theme.
I suppose. Yeah.
It's a vibe.
That.
Beach House don't say that.
Yeah.
Or AC/DC.
Yes. All come, dead come. Such a weird thing to name your band after.
Yeah. That was a weird obsession of theirs.
I actually didn't know that's what it stood for. Yeah.
It's really clever and weird.
It's a deep fan thing.
Yeah. And in what way is your stuff getting repetitive?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the palette or like the same kind of melodies I'm doing. I'm at the point where I feel like I need to re-listen to everything and kind of look like at the whole. Does it kind of work as an album even? Wondering like, am I being honest enough? Is it authentic enough? Am I still kind of hiding behind crutches or something?
Sometimes the crutches are just talents, but it can be the case that maybe there isn't a central like thesis song happening yet, and you just need to write one song that pulls it all together. It can be like the intro song, like an intro. There's this
that could be it. I have a feeling there's something like that happening where it just doesn't quite feel like it all belongs yet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I definitely think you can usually there's something to it when you think it just doesn't seem finished.
Yeah.
In some way. Usually there's something to it, but the really positive thing is that thing that you need to fill it can be just another song or a very short thing, or change the chorus to this one so that it has the chorus to the other song in it too.
Yeah. It'd be cool to have some kind of returning motifs or something that happen over the record.
But that's great. So 8 tracks. You have 8 songs that are written songs. Yeah,
like finished ideas at least. Some need some lyrics changed and
Well, that's no small feat. I bet Hugo from April, whatever, whenever we started, like, when you're like, I'm gonna get really serious about this now, would be very pleased.
Yeah.
I know that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're still on track. So it's all good.
That's so exciting. Good job, Hugo.
Thank you.
We're very happy for you. I said we're very happy for you.
Thank you.
I knew, because of marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, can I turn a low pass filter on our marriage?
Okay.
There you go.
I'm trying to figure out what that means.
You shouldn't.
Cool.
You shouldn't. It has to be a mystery. Okay. That's what makes it extra beautiful. That you just said that.
Wipey, dipey, give me a high fivey. Your turn.
What have I been doing? I've been going to meetings, writing songs for the songwriting workshop that I'm teaching. or co-hosting. I am being a mentor for high school students at New Urban Arts. I am recently I applied for a retreat. I am going to youth development training. I am meeting with friends, meeting with random people who are like, can you help me with releasing this? And I think the thing I'm most excited about is the songwriting workshop starting and it going really well. And also me and Morgan, the co-hosts, we are writing songs alongside everyone who is in the workshop so that we have that experience as well. And that feels really exciting to have that accountability in my life again. And
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I've written 2 songs in the last 2 weeks.
Nice.
And I have made a little tiny bit of progress on the Sufjan video, but basically that's been halted while my schedule's been crazier than ever.
Yeah, I understand you have no time to listen to records.
Yeah. I haven't had time to do things that are really important, but I haven't pooped in like 19 days. I don't have time.
I pooped for her though.
Yeah. And
while she's asleep, I'll just push her on her tummy, and then I'll just get like, I don't know, I'll get my fingernails in there, but then I wash it.
Yeah.
I wash it.
Thank you. And I am, yeah, I have.
Is that where the low pass comes in?
I guess so.
That is it. Yeah. We have exciting stuff coming up with the videos I have coming out. I also am just trying to post more on Instagram. I'm trying to be sillier. I'm proud of myself. While I was biking home from work the other day and biking through a tunnel, I was like, you know what? I'm going to sing like a Caroline Polachek song in this tunnel. And then I posted it and I felt very vulnerable about it. But I'm glad I put it out there. I'm glad I'm being more myself.
Nice.
In the place where
that was a good video.
Easiest.
That was fun.
Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah. I'm trying to be more myself in the place that is telling you to be the most polished version of yourself that is fake. And I'm trying to be like, here's the dirt under my nails. See? I'm just normal.
I don't think that's what you're giving off, because when you are like real and the dirt's under your nails, you come off as very funny, and you come up with cool sketches. And I just think what you're like, it's not like look, I'm a real person, hey, even though I seem like I have this image, it's like no, you always come off genuinely. That's just like your vibe. But what I hear you like, what is coming out of what you're saying is you let your funny stuff come out more. Yeah. Because you made a video, she made a video, everyone must have seen it, where she's making a sandwich while she's singing Beyonce's Love on Top, and she's talking about food, and she's making this sandwich, and then everything falls out at the end.
That video is so good. Yeah. It's so fucking funny.
That's just like a typical Jessica kind of thing. And I think, when you let yourself not be as self-conscious, you end up making funny stuff. Yeah. I think your self-conscious side is like happy with your serious stuff. Yes. And happy with like distance. But when you're loosey-goosey and feeling like whatever, you make a lot more funny stuff.
I think you're right.
We all love that.
I like my funny side a lot. And
it's funny.
Yeah, it's great.
It needs to come out more.
What the fuck has been stopping you from YOLO?
I think anxiety.
Wah wah.
I think I think moving to a different place and having to start over in some ways with social situations and connections. And while we had a dog with a lot of troubles, while we're having like financial troubles and
thanks
life
to me.
no, and life stuff, all of that leads to some like, I think you get a little more stressed out.
Well, it's a lot of situations with first impressions too.
Yep.
We used to go to a social gathering and people would be like, oh, y'all are in Bentney, or they would like know who we were already and they'd treat us special, or we'd be on tour and they'd treat us special, or we would we would like go to just walking around down the street. Sometimes we get recognized, just in our own neighborhood, or we'd be driving a car and then another car passes and they're like, hey, I love you guys. That really happened to us. And then we moved somewhere where no one around here knows, I think, that we are artists at all. Like they think we're music teachers because we told one person ever, like one couple ever, that we're music teachers, but no one else has asked or like whatever. And so we're completely like just the people with the overgrown lawn and the hyper dog over here. And then at Jessica's work, it's all about her giving and nurturing the kids, and now it's starting to get out in her workspace that like she's got all this musical wonder inside of her and this artistic wonder and this beauty. But basically we're all in circumstances where our crutch of being admired has been sucked away, and all we've got is what we say. We have to start from scratch. I am so used to talking with this underlying assumption that people already think I'm cool that it's very like confusing and to meet people who have never heard of anything I do, don't even care about it. And that seems to happen all the time now, actually, where we're hanging out. Like, let's say we're going to play Magic the Gathering with some of Jessica's friends that she knows from her job, who I like them, and they don't mind me, and some of them like me, but they don't consider me their friend, and we could be friends. I'm not like close to that at all. They're all cool, but like at this time, I'm just Jessica's like husband, who is, like nobody really knows really what I do. And so we'll be like hanging out doing Magic the Gathering, and everybody's talking about what they're doing, and nobody's asking me what I'm doing, and I don't really want to tell anyone what I'm doing. I don't really believe it or not, I don't really like to bring up what I'm doing and talk about it unless people really want to know. It just feels like I'm being like I'm being like the guy who's always talking, it's a weird new insecurity, I guess. But yeah, so to totally do exactly what I said and explain your feeling at length for a really long time. No, I'm just saying.
I think that really, all of that really supports, I think, and goes right along with what I'm feeling, and also some of the reasons. Like, it's like I feel like I am pretty special in this world, and how my connection with music and like how I perform and all the things I think about. But it's really easy to not feel special when people don't know that side of me at all, and they see me in a different light. It's like you have to not only explain that, but like in a way that's like, let me just slip into the conversation that I've done cool things, and maybe they'll see the scope of maybe some of my special things, but they're still not seeing it. They're just hearing me like talk about special things. It's really like it doesn't feel great to like bring up fancy opportunities or cool experiences when they're like out of context.
Well, you also don't want to brag.
Yeah. Totally. I totally don't want to brag, and but I do want people to know.
Sure.
So it's
Jessica.
It's hard.
I think Jessica has more of a appetite for validation, external validation right now than is ideal. And it's I think it's because you've been in circumstances where you've been underappreciated like over and over and over and over again, and then you've been in circumstances where you're appreciated really well.
Yeah.
And so for you it's like one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And that middle space is like either taking you in the direction of underappreciated or taking you that safe space of fully appreciated, and like being in that middle space is very uncomfortable because you've been treated badly.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I've always been partially because of I think a standard patriarchal thing, which is when I was young, everyone was like, go, be in front, go, be the genius guy who's in the front, telling everyone the smart shit, schmooze with the rich people at the board of trustees dinner. You got to learn how to talk to people and sell your stuff and like, la, 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 go. And with her, it's like, you're the good kid. We really appreciate how you never like fuck around and never break anything and never get in trouble, and you always get good grades and you're always quiet and everyone else is loud, and it's so good how you just fit in. And like, so she is constantly being trained to fit in, and I'm constantly trained to be in people's faces. So earlier on, I got the whole like, whoa, Ben's the leader of the band and Ben's the like guitar guy that we're going to tell Guthrie Govan about, and then he's going to say, I thought you were supposed to be gifted, when I throw hummus onto my lap in college. And then she has then, kind of finally been in circumstances since 2020, basically, is when this started for her, where independent of being like a piece of, the bass player on the side, and that's all we know of her. She's been like seen in more ways. So I feel like I'm like explaining your whole life now for you, but whatever. You just stop me if it's... All I'm trying to say is now there have been circumstances where she's fully appreciated.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
You really want more of that in life once you get a taste of it. And I've had my fill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's it's still weird to me that like fewer people know about her than me, because she is way, I think, more like marketable and I would rather watch, like, I'd rather follow Jessica than me. I just think you have a lot of potential. It's not like you're not making your best work. It's just like, I feel like, I don't know, that album, My Dad Died, it's just like, that's like a top 10 albums of all time kind of album, and we just maybe feel a bit of a disparity there because I'm getting all the attention. Yeah. Whenever someone recognizes us, they recognize me, and they're just like, hey, Ben. And then she's like an afterthought, and it's not fair. It's
right.
But ideally,
well, it's tough how much upbringing has to do with that. I mean, it comes natural to you, Ben.
Yeah.
But then, for Jess, it's maybe more something that has to be learned, and then you finally get that experience, and of course you crave it more afterwards.
Yeah.
Which I relate to more, because that's been similar for me, where like, oh, you're the weird kid that listens to all the weird music. We don't do that here. Please stop being so weird, blah, blah, blah. And then streaming is like, oh, damn, people like the shit I do. But
big time. Yeah. It's helpful. It's helpful to have people who are in the same wavelength, and also who just very organically want to listen to what you have to say. It's like a really compelling feeling when basically your whole life people have had glazed over eyes when you're talking.
Like me, when I'm like... Except I actually am listening, and we know this.
Yeah, but that's it.
All right.
I just want to apologize to everyone.
No more coffee. This was the one and only coffee episode.
Next week, I'm sure I'll be back to normal.